Hey guys, this is Gundam Freedom. It's been a while. So today, this video is about my update on the high grade or no grade 1-144 Deathscythe Hell. As you recall, a few days back, Bandai announced their PBandai high grade version of the Deathscythe Hell. But before that was announced, I already have plans on updating or modifying my old no grade Deathscythe Hell. So here's the update. So this is the work in progress part 1 of the this project. So first off is the leg. So this is the old no grade leg with the upper from the knee joint up to the hip joint. I used an old high grade wing Gundam. So what I did is I drilled a hole going through the knee joint, which sandwiched together the lower leg, and then I just attached the existing hip joint and the upper leg here of the wing Gundam, so it will become a peg joint instead of an old ball joint like what's here on the old no grade Deathscythe. So yeah, but I will not be using this leg. I will be using, if you remember, there was Live Lands Heaven from Gundam Breaker Battleog. So I will use that one, and I will just repaint it into the Deathscythe Hell colors. So yeah, so that's the update on the legs. So I will not be using it. I will be using it though for the Deathscythe here. I will modify this one even though I already have the high grade version. So next up is the waist section. So what I did is, let me focus on this one. So what I did is I just painted the front skirts, the lower part, the gray part. This is supposed to be a sticker, so I just painted it light gray, although it looks darker than usual. I used this paint, light gray says here, but when you apply it on the part, it looks like a darker shade of gray than usual. So yeah, so I will be using this on my high grade version. So because the Live Lands doesn't have the accurate front middle piece, side skirt and back skirt, so it has different skirts, so I'll be using this one instead of those. What I did is I retained the peg connector of the ball joints here on the hips. What I just did is I removed the balls from, sorry for the word balls, I removed the balls and carved out all of those, and then retained the peg, so that when the Live Lands Heaven's leg is here, I will just connect it as simple as this. So it now has the normal high grade hip connection as per usual. So yeah, that's why I will not be using the lower the waist section of the Live Lands Heaven. I will use this instead, and the connector here that connects it towards the torso is the same 3mm peg as the ball joint that is used on the newer high grades. So yeah, that's the waist section. And the next is the chest. So the torso is composed of the lower part of the torso and the neck, together with the two polycaps that are connecting the shoulders. So I will be using that part, but the whole chest piece of the Live Lands will be disregarded, and they will be replaced by this one. So what I will do is I will carve out the whole neck, and then remove the side here, so that it can accommodate the polycaps, which will connect to the shoulders. So that's what I will do with this one. That's why it's not yet modified, because it will be modified as soon as I get my Live Lands, because it's still on its way from a friend of mine. He bought it for me, and he said that he will not be using it, so he will give it to me, which I will be using for this project. So yeah, so here's the back part of the chest. So it will be the same as what I will do with the front one. We'll remove the peg here for the socket of the polycaps, and then the whole neck piece here will also be removed. The back piece, as you can see, it's almost the same as the common high-grade backpack connector, but it's a little bit smaller. So I will be drilling it bigger so that it can accommodate the new backpack from the Deathscythe. So yeah. So those are the chest piece. Next is the arms. So what I did is I carved out the whole entire interior of the arm and installed the joint, the elbow joint from the high-grade heavy arms that's lying down there. I use it for spare parts because I already have 3 heavy arms, so I have an extra. So since it's universal joint for the whole wing high-grade kits, so it has the same elbow joint and the same connector for the shoulder. So I will not be having any problems with the compatibility with the Livlands. I also installed a socket joint here on the wrist because the original no-grade socket for the ball joint on the wrist is a bit bigger than that. It cannot fit the high-grade hands. So I used a socket joint here, which is from a third-party core Gundam unit, which is glued here in the interior of the arms so that it can accommodate the high-grade hand. So yeah, I have already done it on both arms. So the only thing left is to get the Livlands and then paint it and then install these arms, and it's done. So that. And then for the shoulder cloak connectors, I will be cutting these connectors here, the sides and the peg here, and I will be using the parts that came with the Livlands, that is for the Deathscythe Hell originally, and then glue it on top, which will act as a connector for the new cloaks for the front, back, and the side. And then I will glue it here, and this will be connected on the back of the chest like this. So it will still retain the original look of the Deathscythe. Hopefully it will be much better and much cooler than the no-grade has. So yeah. And then last modification is the head. So what I did is I changed the faceplate into the I have a spare Shenlong no-grade here. I changed the faceplate because the original faceplate is so fat, it's so ugly, it doesn't look good if it's been converted into a high grade. So yeah, I also used the V-fin from the Endless Walls version, although the yellow of the V-fin is a bit lighter than usual. I will have to repaint it also. So yeah, that's the head modified. And then for the accessories, the shield will be retained. I will just paint all of these stickers, peel it off, and then paint it so that it will look much better than a sticker. And then these white parts will be changed into the parts that are included in the Livlands, which will make it look like the high-grade version of the Deathscythe, which is a bit smaller but much better looking than these parts here. So yeah, that's the shield. And then for the scythe, the double beam scythe, Livlands comes with the single sight staff. So to make it into a double beam sight like this one, I will use the main body of the sight of the Livlands, and then since I don't usually use my sight for my Deathscythe here, no grade, I will be using this part and attaching this, which is an axe from my Sinanju, and cut the part here so that it can attach on this side, which will become the connector piece for the beam effect parts, which is this one, to make it into a double beam sight. So I need to find another beam sight for this guy because the high grade Deathscythe only has 2 and I need 3 beam sights. So I need another one for this project. So that's going to be for another update on this project. So yeah, so that's the plan for the double beam sight. So, and I also have a small thruster here, which will be connected on this side of the sight of the Livlands to become more accurate on this site here. I will not be using this because the beams are too small and the shaft itself is too short and skinny. So yeah, so that's the update for my high grade, quote unquote high grade, no grade Deathscythe Hell. Hopefully my live lens will arrive around next week or this weekend, so that I can start painting it and modifying the chest, because the chest will be the most intricate part of this modification project. So yeah, hopefully it will be done within the month, and then after that I will be doing a review of this kit finished and then compare it to maybe the high grade Deathscythe, because I won't be buying the PBandai high grade Deathscythe Hell, because this is the reason why I will not buy it, because that's why I modified this guy, because the PBandai version is a bit more expensive than buying a regular Deathscythe here. So yeah, so that's about it, and hopefully the update will be by next week. So see you guys later.